you don't get told no. Like, you're going to get the yeses. You're going to get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's what it comes to.
Imagine this Angel. With her microphone in hand, Reese boldly declares on her podcast that she is creating a super squad in Chicago. Fast forward to the present day, when crickets are resonating throughout the Sky locker room. Since the best players available this offseason are starting to sign, not a single top free agent has fallen for the enticement. Chicago's skyline isn't nearly as attractive as Reese believed, but why is that still evident?
WNBA free agency is officially underway, Annie. So when you see these names and the options that the Sky have, what do you think that they're cooking up?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because Angel and Camilla are very interesting pieces. And when you're talking about, you know, getting the right players in here, there is intrigue when you have young core pieces like that, because you could be part of developing them and developing towards a title contending season. But the reality is the Sky are still very far from that. And so this year, the focus really has to be on getting players in who are going to bridge that gap between this season.
Could it be that playing with a self-proclaimed star isn't as fun as it seems? Or is it the front office drama that discourages people from using the amenities that make a high school gym appear opulent? Is this the last thank you, but no thanks, for Reese's recruitment efforts as All-Star prepares to leave for the Windy City? Let's dissect this free agency fiasco and check to see whether Angel's halo is beginning to fade. Are you prepared? Let's go.
The city is obsessed with you.
I know. I love it
all
here.
the time.
I feel like Baltimore here. I love it here.
Kind of. A little bit, little DMV action. But you know, Chicago's a #3 market in the country.
Really?
It's New York, LA, and then Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago, y'all have everything. I'm not gonna lie, y'all have everything here. Like, it's nothing here that I'm like, oh, I gotta go to a different city for it. Like, everything is beautiful.
Imagine this Angel holding a phone and frantically scrolling through her contacts, texts, calls, and even sliding into those Instagram direct messages. But the response is radio silence. Remember when Angel Reese boldly declared she would put together a super team in Chicago? Well, folks, the free agency period just opened, and let's just say the crickets are chirping louder than ever in the Windy City.
Angel Reese and Camilla Cardoso, too, have brought relevance to this team that they've desperately needed in a time when, again, if not for them, they'd be completely irrelevant because of the product that they're putting on the floor.
And also make Chicago an attractive spot when you have Angel Reese and Camilla Cardoso right there, two bigs that really shine in their rookie.
With all the star power available this offseason, you would think that at least one all-star would be packing their bags for Chicago. But as the hours passed, there was an overwhelming lack of news conferences and enthusiastic tweets. Angel only leaves with a blank roster and a ton of unanswered questions.
Oh, lads, this is not great news, for the Chicago Sky, who are a team that obviously, look, they're rebuilding. This is a team that is 100% rebuilding. The problem is they don't own their pick. So if the Chicago Sky run it back, they're probably not making the playoffs next year. Look, I think there's going to be an improvement from Angel Reese. There's going to be an improvement from Cardoso. But that team with no Kennedy Carter, it's going to be real tough to get any offensive.
Let's dissect it. Kelsey Plum and Joel Lloyd Greener, Brittany the best players, Alyssa Thomas and Kelsey Mitchell are up for grabs. They have the ability to completely transform a club, yet how many of them are even thought of as such? Chicago nothing at all nada. I understand your thoughts. Perhaps there is still hope. Perhaps Angel has a surprise last-minute signing up her sleeve. But as the dust settles and the ink dries on contracts throughout the league, one thing is evident. Not a single all-star free agent selected Chicago. Angel's attempts to recruit didn't just fail. They had a disastrous backlash.
So, not a good day for the Chicago Sky. Not a good day at all, because we have heard news from the journalist who reports on the WNBA, and because she is not a homer like a lot of the other people, like normally journalists are complete homers for one team. One of the actual credible journalists reported on something. Sky fans aren't happy. They all want her fired.
The Sky front office isn't exactly helping things, though. Remembering Kennedy Carter, their top scorer? They didn't even bother to make her a qualifying offer. It seems like they're actively trying to push talent away, and let's not forget about those trade talks that went completely awry. It's almost like they fled as soon as they heard Angel's name.
Kennedy had an incredible season for us last year, says the GM. She's extremely talented and is a player that can impact the game at the highest level in our league. We absolutely appreciate all she did for our team last year. However, we've made changes to our staff and we'll make changes to our roster. Those changes impact Kennedy's fit on the team, so we wanted to give her the best opportunity as a free agent.
What does this mean for Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed celebrity who is meant to be the Pied Piper of Chicago, leading a parade of all-stars to the Windy City? It appears that she may be leading a parade of one herself. Talk about a reality check. What actually transpired, and why didn't any of them pick Chicago?
Is Angel Reese, did she just run a coach out of town, and is she running a player out of town? Their best shooter out of town? Because Kennedy Carter looks like she's ready to book it out of Chicago.
Imagine this. A rush of activity throughout the league with elite players making moves that left Chicago in the dust, while Angel Reese was occupied playing superstar recruiter. Now, let's speak about where the stars truly chose to shine.
WNBA, the Seattle Storm are sending Jewel Lloyd to the Las Vegas Aces in a blockbuster three-team trade that moves Kelsey Plum to the LA Sparks. That's according to ESPN. As part of the deal, Seattle receives the second pick in this year's WNBA draft from LA in exchange for the Storm's number 9 pick, while the Aces also receive the 13th pick, a second-round selection from the Sparks.
First, remember Kelsey Plum's lethal three-point shot that helped Las Vegas win 2 titles? Well, she's bringing her skills to Los Angeles, where the Sparks are much more dangerous. The Sparks have a winning culture, first-rate facilities, and a front office that isn't a complete mess. Sorry, Angel, but this is where things get really interesting. Jewel, you read correctly. Lloyd got the opportunity to return home to Chicago. Her homeland is the Windy City, so you would think that playing with Angel would be an absolute dream come true. After glancing at the Sky situation, Lloyd remarked, "No thanks," adding that she was going to Las Vegas to work with Aya Wilson.
According to WNBA Insider, that Illinois native Jewel Lloyd will not be going to Chicago Sky. And obviously, they didn't keep Kennedy Carter. And it's looking like one player, obviously, that's been to Chicago across her careers because of her Illinois roots, is Seattle Storm guard Jewel Lloyd.
Let's now discuss Brittany Griner, the dominant Olympic center who is bringing her skills to Atlanta and makes points like it's nothing. Alyssa Thomas is bringing her triple-double magic to Phoenix, and the dream just became much scarier in the paint. Both of these actions make perfect sense. Robust front desks, well-defined team guidelines, and, oh, no, Angel's the drama of Reese.
Talk about the 3 big names you gotta know: Alyssa Thomas, Natasha Cloud, Brittany Griner. Let's start with Brittany Griner, joining Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard in Atlanta. Dream team? Brittany Griner was drafted to Phoenix in 2013, so it's kind of about time, and I'm so excited to see what Atlanta turns around this next season, because they really need her. Phoenix is also losing Natasha Cloud and Beck Allen, along with the number 12 pick overall this year's draft, to Connecticut. Connecticut is giving up the triple-double queen, Alyssa Thomas, and Ty Harris.
What does all of this mean, then? Other teams were out there making actual moves while Angel was occupied with discussing a crucial game. While everyone has been watching Angel Reese's social media circle, something crazy was happening right under her nose. Recall Kelsey Mitchell, the scoring machine. Not only did these stars reject Chicago, but they also actively made the Sky competition stronger. It seems like they're all fleeing from Angel faster than she can post on social media. But wait, there's one more move that might sting Angel the most. The whole league is buzzing about Mitchell Penn in hand signing a 1-year Supermax deal worth about $250,000 after she dropped a bombshell with Caitlin Clark last year. However, the truth is that it wasn't with Chicago. Instead, she's staying home in Indiana.
What's up, everybody? Kelsey Mitchell here, and I'm a Fever girl again. So, to my fans, to the basketball world, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be back. And he's been good to me, and hopefully I could pour in and give the same. So, here's a bit of Fever girl.
Now, when there is just one participant, you may be asking yourself, so what? But hold on, people, because this is where things get interesting. Mitchell was the ideal candidate for Chicago's desire for a star shooting guard. In fact, Chicago supporters were circulating reports that Mitchell was dissatisfied in Indiana and that she should be allowed to move to Chicago. We're observing you. Cheryl leaps in.
Personally, here's where I think they didn't do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season, and I don't think she got.
However, why does Mitchell know things that we don't? Let's take a look at last season. Mitchell and Clark were the best on the court together, playing more minutes than any other team in the league. And when they were on the court, the Fever scored an incredible 105.1 points per 100 possessions, which isn't just good. That's championship-level stuff. This is where things start to get really interesting. When Kelly Koff, the president of basketball operations for the Fever, stated that Kelsey is crucial to the success of this, did you notice that it's our future, not Chicago's, not Angel's, and not Indiana's?
First of all, thanks for being here. Thanks for showing Kelsey how important she is to the Indiana Fever.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, everything about Kelsey Mitchell is core, right? Core values, her core basketball, everything about her is what we're about. And so there was no way she was going anywhere else but the Indiana Fever. So this is a great day for our franchise. It starts with her. Her legacy continues in an Indiana jersey, and we're off to the races now. So
what does this mean for Angel in the sky? Well, it doesn't look good, people. While Angel has been busy sharing heavily edited workout videos and making bold claims, other teams have been quietly creating something real. The Fever. They have a dynamic duo, a loyal star, and clear vision. The Sky has Angel Reese and a ton of empty lockers. So imagine this. Angel Reese is surrounded by empty lockers, frantically searching through her contacts. The once confident star now looks more like a child selected last for dodgeball. The issues in the Sky go beyond just one player's Instagram following.
Just trying to give myself some grace because I know I'm not the player that I want to be just yet, but also kind of patting myself in the back, telling myself that I'm still doing great.
Let's discuss the elephant in the room, or more accurately, the absence of elephants in the Sky practice facility. Were you aware of this? It's true that other WNBA teams are living it up with state-of-the-art facilities, whereas Chicago's present setup is like practicing in your grandmother's basement. The Sky is stuck in the Stone Age, and to make matters worse, their brand new, gleaming facility won't be ready until 2026, light years away, in the cutthroat world of sports.
Every woman should be able to step in and be able to go into a locker room and be able to have a safe space, or go into a gym at 3 o'clock in the morning when they want to do that. So I want to be able to just invest.
Even though they selected a so-called generational rookie in Reese, the Sky had a terrible season last season, posting their worst record since 2020. It's like they forgot how to play basketball overnight. But wait, there's more. Remember when the Sky were playoff contenders?
So it's just been great being able to see my impact on and off the court, and not just in sports, but just being able to be a cultural impact as well has just been.
Here's where it gets really juicy. Rumors are circulating that the rooftop locker room is as melodious as a cat orchestra. And guess what the lead singer is? It appears that Angel Reese may be turning away more talent than she is bringing in. Even Gabby Williams, whom Angel personally attempted to recruit, thanked him but declined, and Kennedy Carter did not hold back on Reese before she departed. Ouch.
The league sources, Weatherspoon had lost the locker room because of a culture that catered to the needs of a few players. Dear Lord.
But hold on to your hats, because we haven't finished yet. The soaring front office is like a bustling hotel's revolving door. In and out, in and out. So it's no wonder free agents are leaving sooner than you can say. The airball, what does all of this imply for Angel Reese with the Chicago Sky? WNBA expert Annie Kost was spot on when she stated that free agents are leery of the Sky instability. It's not looking good, people. While other teams are establishing dynasties, the Sky is finding it difficult to field a competitive team at all. It's like witnessing a slow-motion car accident. You want to turn away, but you can't.
But wonder, is that what happened here? Is Angel Reese and the way she wants to play, and I don't know if you've ever noticed her social media posts, but she's very me. Always. Me. Well, you may have a player that has decided that she's had enough of that.
Let's discuss what happens when the self-described Chicago Sky star is forced to prove it on the court and in the ratings. You may recall when Angel Reese brazenly declared that people watch for her too. Well, people, it's time for a reality check. The numbers don't lie.
Throughout the year, WNBA players were demanding to be given credit for elevating the league. Angel Reese claimed that she was along with their pretend friends in the mainstream media. They wanted us to believe that the WNBA was exploding in popularity. They wanted to keep all the credit for themselves while downplaying the impact of the only star in the league.
Imagine this. It's game night at Wintrust Arena, and the seats are, let's say, packed with elbow room. The TV ratings are as thrilling as watching paint dry, but when Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever arrive, things start to get interesting. Abruptly, the only difference is that it's standing room. When it comes to drawing in fans, it's not so much. The sky-high attendance numbers tell a story, and it's not a bestseller. However, you might be thinking, but Angel's a double-double machine, surely that counts for something. Well, yes and no. She's pulling down rebounds like they're going out of style.
Well, now, jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn that credit. Now, players like Angel Reese, they will be given the chance to test their star power.
The audience figures are in, and let's just say they're not exactly destroying the world. We're talking about less than 100,000 viewers of Reese's games, and that's not a typo, folks. Remember that fancy new unrivaled 3-on-3 league Angel was so hyped about the one where she was supposed to show off her star power?
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest, we can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. Zero zip, nothing. Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not.
What does all of this signify for Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky, then? The hard reality is that big time is under pressure and has no other stars to rely on. It's either put up or shut down time for Angel. Can she step up and become the attraction she says she is? Or will she be left with a remote control and an empty arena and no one to watch? Reese's star power isn't enough to increase attendance or viewership. It's like attempting to illuminate Chicago with a single Christmas light. When WNBA commentator Annie Cavill stated that Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso have given this team the relevancy they sorely needed during a period when, again, they would be totally irrelevant without them due to the product they're putting on the field, she was spot on.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
As the dust settles on this free agency fiasco, it's evident that Angel Reese is having a make or break season. You may recall all those audacious claims about assembling a super team, but now that no all-stars are vying to join her in Chicago, it's time for Reese to put her money where her mouth is. She must demonstrate that she can be the attraction she says she is, but the problem is that this isn't just about Angel anymore. The Sky struggles draw attention to a larger reality in the WNBA. Building a successful team requires more than just one player. It also requires astute management, first-rate facilities, and a positive locker room culture. At the moment, Chicago is striking out on all three. As we prepare for the upcoming season, all eyes will be on Windy City. Can Angel Reese turn the ship around, or will her WNBA dreams burn out faster than her social media following? One thing is certain, it will be an incredible journey. Do you agree? Let us know in the comment section, like and enable all notifications so you don't miss anything. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.